Today we're reviewing for a test. We have a test on genetic engineering, and we're just kind of reviewing some of the concepts today with the students. So that's what we're working on today. So what are some ways that genetic engineering is helping humans?
Gene therapy.
Gene therapy for people that have specific types of genetic disorders. We're trying to do something called gene therapy to help them. So that's one way. Great. What other ways? Vaccinations. That's a really good way. Immunizations and vaccinations. So yes, so by providing evidence in criminal cases to try to find out who murdered somebody. Okay, what are some other ways that studying the human genome and finding out all the different genes in there, the proteins that cause coding for different traits, how is that helping us? Okay, well that's another way, but the way I was talking about, if we know which gene causes which trait, then we're more likely to be able to treat it with genetic engineering. And by modifying crops. I mean, a long time ago, corn wasn't that nutritious, and it's become more and more nutritious over the years. But what are some of the downsides of genetic engineering?
Substances that can be allergic to other people.
I'm sorry, toxic substances.
That can be allergic to other people.
Oh, so some people can have an allergic response to this genetically modified food. Could you give me an example of that, Amy? Of a type of food that we might develop a sensitivity to or an allergic response to? That maybe we've talked about that sometime this year. I don't know if I've ever talked about that. Have I ever talked about anything like that in this class? Wheat? I talked about that a couple of times, huh? Gluten. So what are some of the problems you could have if you ate a lot of gluten? And you were one of those people, about 40% of the population is sensitive to gluten. What kind of symptoms could you have? What kind of problems could that create in your body? Okay, so my question is, if you ate gluten, what symptoms might a person develop if they ate too much gluten? Especially gluten in wheat mixed with dairy, because they're cross contaminants and they make each other react. The body reacts even more in combination. Like pizza, great combination of dairy and gluten. If you eat lots of pizza every day, and you are sensitive to those things, what type of symptoms do you think the person might develop? What they might notice initially? Well, they may not notice their microbiome being clogged up. That's a later thing. But they might get upset stomach. They might get swelling. They might get bloating in their stomach. And eventually that would lead to clogging up their microvilli. And making the microvilli, instead of being real big like this, it's going to look like this. So it's not going to have much surface area. And if you don't have much surface area in the microvilli, how's that going to affect the absorption? If there's the microvilli, instead of having a lot of surface area, they're short like that. And the blood vessels run through them. What's that going to do to the absorption? The nutrients are not going to be absorbed as much. Okay, good. Yes. Okay. So what is a recombinant DNA? Scarlet. Scarlet. No, you're not scarlet. What is a recombinant DNA? What is that in the book? You're going to have to study hard this weekend, huh? So, what do you think it sounds like? Recombinant and DNA. If you just had to use because you're so smart, you know you can just figure this out. So if you took a DNA from here and a DNA here and you put it together, yeah, recombinant means to combine. And DNA is DNA. So you took a DNA from a human, you took a DNA from a bacteria, you put them together. That's your recombinant DNA. So the word, biology, it sounds really complicated because they have these big words, but if you look at the word and break down the word, it tells you what it is. It's like, sternocleidomastoideus. Doesn't that sound crazy? But that means it's a muscle that runs from the sternum, the breastbone, and it crosses your clavicle, your collarbone, and it runs to your masculine bone. So they call it sternocleidomastoideus. So that's how biology is. It's like photosynthesis. It's talking about photo or light, photons, light energy, and synthesis to make something from life. Photosynthesis. Dehydration synthesis. You take the water out, right? So biology it's intimidating when you see all these long words, but if you look at the words and break down the little parts of it, it's not that hard. Okay? So what is a probe used for in DNA fingerprinting? No. Okay, sorry, I know you're busy typing notes, but what do we use probes for in DNA fingerprinting? They're radioactive, yeah. Excellent. Good job. Okay. They gave you clapping for that because you thought that was a really good answer. Good job. Okay, anything else that you guys are confused about on this?
So, the thing that they're doing is that specifically they test ampicillin.
Yes.
Okay.
When they try to produce insulin or some other product that they're trying to grow, they usually use ampicillin R bacteria because that bacteria is resistant to the antibiotic ampicillin. And that way a whole bunch of just random bacteria don't grow, because when you have a petri dish, you have all these nutrients, bacteria are anywhere, there's bacteria all over our body and everywhere in the world. They won't just grow crazy, because they put ampicillin so it limits those other bacteria. So you just take ampicillin R bacteria, then you also put ampicillin in there to kill the other bacteria. So you're only harvesting the kind of bacteria that you want to grow. The bacteria with the plasmids from the recombinant DNA from the human gene that codes for insulin. Okay? Does that make sense? So if you guys did 13.1, 13.2, and 13.3. And you guys all researched that, and you guys came up here and did instant expert on it, so there could be some questions from those things too. Okay? So that's good. So let's